Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to On the Porch, presented by All This Entertainment. I'm your host, Scott Bottrell. Today on the Porch, we have the amazing, the talented, the beautiful Laurie Anne Armour. How are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful myself.
Good.
It's a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. We're following social distancing guidelines. We have a minimal amount of people on hand. Laurie and I are staying a little bit away from each other. We also, before cameras started rolling, disinfected our mics. Because we're all very paranoid about that right now.
Yes.
For good reason.
Yeah.
So we brought you on the porch today to talk about your album, Led by the Light. I know that you were just recently about to have your CD release party on March 27th, and it got postponed.
Yes.
Which is a bummer, because I'm telling you, I've listened to it from start to finish, and it is brilliant all the way through.
Thank you so much.
So before we even get into everything, everybody get on your Spotify or whatever music platform you're on and get that right now. Led by the Light by Laurie Anne Armour. So just real quick before we get into everything, tell us a little bit about yourself. So for the people that don't know you.
Sure. Laurie Anne Armour. Nice to meet you. I started playing music. I grew up listening to music and being surrounded by music, and started playing piano when I was 10 and flute when I was around the same age, and just kind of progressed from there, and picked up guitar when I was 14 and wrote my first song when I was 19 and started playing at open mic nights and around that time, and had my first recurring gig at Picklefish across from South Alabama, and just kind of just started growing from there as a musician. I met a lot of other folks in the local music community and befriended them and learned from them as far as songwriting and performing. I've got a lot of, local influences that have helped me to become the musician that I am today. And here I am now.
So when you were young, did you always know that this is what you wanted to do?
Not really. My mom says that ever since I was young, she always knew that I was going to be a musician. But honestly,
moms know usually.
Yeah, that's true. But honestly, I had no idea what I wanted to be when I was an adult. And music just happened to be in my life, and it was something that I could use to create. And it turns out that I really enjoyed it. So.
Well, it comes across in everything you do. I mean, and I know my job as an interviewer is to make you look good, but I'm not blowing smoke up you right now by saying that you are amazing. Like just everything was beautiful. The album front to back. I mean, just amazing. So let's get into it. Led by the Light is the name of the album. Mm-hmm. So tell us where the album came from, sure. And tell us a little bit about the title track, Led by the Light.
So Led by the Light, the title track. So I wrote the song. I was a part of an online songwriting group, and we write on a prompt every week. So the prompt this particular week was Led by the Light, and the song started out with me just being at a very peaceful place. I was actually watching a sunset, and I love sunsets. The colors are amazing to me. So I just remember being very content and very at peace, and that's just how the opening line starts out. And then I decided, so when I was creating the album, I knew I had to pick a good name for the album, and I was going through, and I remember I was at Hangout Fest, and I started blacking out from the heat. And I remember just like the tunnel vision of the heat, and I just remember the sides were black, and I looked down, and I could just see it sounds so funny now, but I could see a path of light.
Oh.
And I was just
Are
like,
you saying
LA.
you almost died? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Okay.
But I was in my mind, I was like, if I just follow the light back to where my friends are, I'll be okay. And so then at that moment, I was like, Led by the Light. That's going to be the name of the album.
Yeah. I could see that. Yes. Always follow the light, people. Yes. Always follow the light. It happens to be one of my favorite songs. It should have been Love's my favorite on the album, but Led by the Light's my second. And I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it touches me on a level that I think a lot of us are going through right now. And sometimes we all need a little bit of light in this trying time.
Definitely.
It feels dark because we're stuck and cooped up inside all the time. So being led by the light is perfect for this time right now. So now, Led by the Light, we're going to get right into it. And you brought Drew Nix with you today from the popular and amazing Red Clay Stray.
Yeah.
Super excited about it. It's going to be good, people. It's going to be real good. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. Led by the Light, Laurie Anne Armour and Drew Nix.
Thank you. I'm patiently waiting for a push or a pull, while the colors catch my eye of the breathtaking magic that happens at dusk. I'm content just to look at the sky. The moments are caught up in webs of the longings of something to hold, a memory, a lover, a past regret, or the fear of growing old. The time is near, it's becoming clear, the signs are everywhere. Even though I've been blind, I've been led by the light to the cross that binds me to love. I'm leaning into the light. I'm leaning into the light. Yeah, I'm leaning in, feeling alright. And I'm leaning in, and I'm led by the light.
So now we're going to talk about your next song, Sailors Take Warning.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about that song, where it came from.
Definitely. So in addition, I said about Led by the Light that I kind of got that prompt from that songwriting group that I'm in. Same with Sailors Take Warning. I wrote this in that same songwriting group. And, but the whole song is really about that old saying, red sky at night, sailors take flight, red sky at morning, sailors take warning. It's about the weather and it's about the tides. It's about, sailors being able to watch the sky to know if they should go fishing or to go out on the water or not. And so I kind of took that and use it as a metaphor for life in general. And I just, it's a message of really wanting people to think about the situations that they're in. So they may be in, dating somebody who is just absolutely gorgeous on the outside. But, in my personal experience, it's very important to not just focus on the facade of something or someone. And it's always very important to just get to know the deeper meaning or the deeper characters of the person that you're trying to get to know. So that's where that song comes from.
That's very important. That's something we can all take heed upon for sure. Always look a little deeper. That those surface things might be exciting at first, but could lead to a lot of pain in the end.
Definitely. Yes.
Now, before we go on to the song, you talked about the songwriters group. I'm part of one myself.
Oh, really?
To me, it felt like when a song comes out of it, I actually like it better than most of my other ones.
Yes.
Now, in my experience, it seems to me like it's part of the push and the rush and not agonizing over every line and every phrase of your song. Is that what you're getting out of this too?
Yes, that, and also just having a community of other songwriters around you that are going through the same thing of writing a song on a deadline, and also being able to give you feedback on the song at the end. And it's always just positive feedback. And it's very encouraging, and it's very helpful for morale, just to be supported by other like-minded people. Like, you don't suck. I promise. This is good stuff. Keep doing it.
Just so you know, for all the general fans out there, we all kind of run on those general positive feelings. So don't be afraid to just be like, you're amazing, because it makes us feel really good.
It doesn't hurt.
It does not hurt at all. All right. So now we're going to do Sailor Take Warning.
Okay.
Laurie Anne Armour.
It may not be my place. I hope I'm not out of line. But that pretty thing you put your faith in may not be the best thing in life. You can never trust a red sky morning. Sailors take warning. Don't be surprised when the tide starts to rise. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting. So be sure you're looking deeper, you're looking for meaning. Oh, you can never trust a red sky morning. Sailors take warning. Don't be surprised when the tide starts to rise. Wind blows, fire burns, liars lie, and the heart will learn. Wind blows, fire burns, liars lie, and the heart will learn. You can never trust a red sky morning. Sailors take warning. Don't be surprised. You can never trust a red sky morning. Sailors take warning. Don't be surprised when the tide starts to rise. La da da da.
All right, now we're going to do your final song of the day, which happens to be one of my favorite off your album.
Thank you.
It Should Be Love. One of my favorite lines out of that song is, when was the last time you stopped to just sit and breathe? And I know that we're all sitting at home right now and everybody's stressing out. And even though you're at home a lot right now, I felt like that hit me more than anything in the song, that we all just need to take that time to sit and breathe, you know, catch your breath.
Yeah.
You know, don't hold it in, not in these times, you know, we all need to breathe. But tell where the song come from.
Sure. So I wrote this song, oh man, it's been probably 7 or 8 years. And it was in the midst of a global argument between North Korea and Cuba, I believe, or Florida. I can't remember exactly. But basically, there were some missiles pointed towards the United States. And I remember, I don't remember the specifics of why or what was going on, but I do remember that social media was inflating the tensions of this situation. So the song just fell into place, I guess, because, I don't know, sometimes your spirit just has to let out what, like the groanings and the pain and the fear of what you're feeling at the moment. And I'm a child of a couple of hippies. So I was always taught, you know, growing up, that love is, you know, the strongest power, and it can conquer anything. So I wrote this song based around that situation, and that's, you know, where the line comes in. When's the last time you really stopped to sit and breathe? Because, you know, your day to day is just keeping up with the Joneses, trying to make ends meet, you know, supporting your family, you know, doing everything you can. So when's the last time you just really stopped to just sit and be still and breathe without the distractions of the world wide webs that you weave? And that's where that line came in, because the internet, you know, as we all know, can be awful.
Yes, it can
you know,
be.
it can be a blessing in some ways to communicate with others, but it can also just be, you know, a terrible, terrible device.
And it can be a trap right now in the world we're living in, being quarantined at home. You know, I know a lot of people are bored out there, but turn it off and just breathe. You know, spend some time with the loved ones.
In the here and the now,
Exactly.
not in, online. Yeah. So that's where that song came from. And you know, a couple other lines talk about just really being honest with yourself and you know, lay down your pride, you know, forgive people who attack you out of fear or uncomfortability, you know, I guess it all goes back to the social media stuff with, you know, hate speech and stuff like that. You know, I've learned not to take stuff like that personally, because obviously that person is dealing with some kind of inner conflict. Yeah. So learn to forgive those kinds of people before they even speak to you. Yeah,
because their feelings at that moment in time may be very different in a week.
Yeah.
In a month, in a year.
Yeah.
Just like all of us now.
Yep.
All right. So with no further ado, one of my favorites, Should Be Love, Laurie Anne Armour.
Thank you. Hello, my friends. It's me again. Just singing a song from my heart. that instead of war, it should be love that we're all fighting for. Hello, my friends, it's me again, just singing a song from my heart. And I look around and I see beauty, and honestly I haven't been looking very hard. When's the last time you really stopped to sit and breathe? And instead of yourself, your prayers for your brother in need. Well, don't be afraid to tell the truth. Lay down your pride and I will too. Forgive the hate shown out of fear. Keep your faith and remember that God is near. When's the last time you really stopped to sit and breathe? Without distractions from all of the world wide webs that you weave. Don't be afraid to face the truth. God knows it's up to me and you to show the rest of the world that instead of war, it should be love that we're all fighting for. It should be love. It should be love. It should be love. That we're all fighting for, that we're all striving for, that some of us are dying for. Oh, oh, it should be love.
Laurie Anne, thank you so much for joining me on the porch today.
It has been my pleasure.
It is beautiful and wonderful. And please tell everybody where we can find you at, from where we can find your music, your websites, PayPal. So that way you guys please send Laurie Anne some money. She's a musician. Send her love and tell her how great she is and send her money, because that's what we all thrive on. We really appreciate it. So,
I'll just give you one to remember. It's my website. It's laurieannemusic.com. You can go on there. You can find my upcoming shows. You can find the latest music that I've released. I've got some merch for sale, my CDs, t-shirts, stickers, magnets. And then there's also a contact form. So drop me a line. Tell me, hey, join my newsletter. Keep up with me. I'd appreciate it.
And remember, June 27th, People's Room. That's when hopefully the CD release party is going to happen.
Yeah, just go ahead and mark your calendar, tentative.
Mark it, and let's pack that place out. Go on your music platform. I found it on Spotify. The whole album's on there. Amazing, start to finish. Now, real quick before we go, how has this coronavirus affected your music, and what are you doing to stay sane?
Honestly, I mean, I've lost a lot of gigs. Just like every other musician out there, I have literally canceled every single gig. But thankfully, you know, there are opportunities like this, and also live stream concerts that I've been able to play. So, you know, I'm just thankful for the opportunities that do still exist. But it has given me some time to work on my craft and also to explore new areas of talents. I can cross stitch now, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm ready for things to get back to normal.
I want one of those cross stitch onesies. Have you done one of those yet?
I've not, but I'll look into seeing how to do that.
Look up some pictures.
Okay.
You'll never get it out of your head after you see them.
Sounds wonderful.
Okay, real quick before we go, before we started taping all this, Laurie Anne and I were talking about this quarantine thing, and I've been talking to a lot of musicians, and it seems like a lot of people are having a hard time really getting into writing new stuff right now, whether it's the stress of the situation at the time. And you were just talking about how 7 years ago that affected you, and that's where It Should Have Been Love came from. So I'm going to challenge you and write us a song for this time, just like It Should Have Been Love.
Okay.
Help wake the world up.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Beautiful. So everybody, remember to follow your social distancing guidelines. Don't be hugging and kissing on each other. Just show the love. Please send Laurie Anne some money. Give her some praise. Go buy some merch. But everybody, remember, we're all in this together. So give some love to your neighbor. Help somebody out. If somebody needs some TP, get that person some TP because they need some right now. It's still out of the stores. It's ridiculous. So, but everybody, please be safe out there. My name is Scott Bottrell. This is Laurie Anne Armour. Have yourself a beautiful day.